In our previous two lessons, I showed you some neat ways to conjure the 7-sharp-9 or dominant 7-sharp-9 sound, aka the Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze chord sound. And what we did it in the key of A instead of E. Actually, he was in E flat because he tuned down a half step. But I want to show you another cool way to do that, and that is to actually use a 7-sharp-9 arpeggio. And it's a 4-note entity. We're going to use 2 notes per string again. And this is going to add another cool thing to your arsenal of eerie outside sounding arpeggios. Let's check it out. As a chord reference, here's the most common 7-sharp-9 chord voicing that you'll encounter. We're in the key of A. A is the root. C sharp is a major third. G is a flat 7. We have that open tritone interval. And then that C on the top is actually B sharp. Theoretically speaking, that's the sharp 9. B would be the natural 9. It'll give you an A9 chord. But for all intents and purposes, you could think of it as the minor third. You know, like the chord has the major third, the 7th, and then the minor third, or the sharp 9. Jimmy used that in Purple Haze, down a 4th in the key of E. A lot of people love to use that. Warren Haynes, Government Mule, Allman Brothers, any kind of great blues rock bands, you'll hear that chord a lot. And another common voicing, actually it's the same voicing, but that chord is, you have the same root, third, flat 7, sharp 9 on top. It's just fingered a little differently because, you know, the way the guitar is asymmetrically tuned. I'm barring my pinky here. That has a brighter tone, right? And you know that old song, Pick Up the Pieces by the Average White Band? It starts off. That starts off with that. You could double the root here. He might have played it up here too. Anyway, that's our harmonic reference, our chord reference, okay? So the arpeggio, this new arpeggio shape I'm going to show you, we're going to start on the 7th G, and then go to the root A, hammer on from, you know, you can think of it as going from the minor third to the major third. That's a bluesy thing. My colleague Andy Alador has been covering that very well in a lot of his recent lessons, you know, going. But in this case, I'm thinking it is a sharp, 7-sharp-9 arpeggio. So you can do that 4-note shape using the hammer-ons like we did the last couple times. Take it up an octave. Take it up another octave. So we went up 2 frets when we did this. When we went to the B and high strings, we had to go up 3 frets. Again, because the way guitar is tuned. There's some pretty neat legato things. So in the example I have, figure 2, we're going. I chose in this case to hammer on instead of pulling off because the contour sounds more in the pocket, more traditional to go. Though you could very well go. That sounds a little more sinister, right? So if you wanted to, you could go. It has a neat sound all in itself too, right? And now, last time, as you recall, we took this, which is our C add flat 2, which I mentioned in the introduction, played over A. That gives us an A7 sharp 9 sound, and then we have our C6 flat 2. Remember with the yodel? That too gives us our 7 sharp 9 sound. So you can combine, there's a couple examples of some fun things you can do with this. You can go. So I started off with this shape. And then from that, I kind of morphed into, I guess you would call that a rootless 7#9 chord, because previously we were omitting the fifth, which isn't really necessary to convey the chords, the 7#9 chords' central quality, but it's not going to sound bad if you play the fifth. It has a nice roll to it, right? Notice I'm barring the pinky here. That's what I get out of it. Remember, it's important to get out of a situation faster than you got into it, right? Okay, here's another cool example. This is fun. You're kind of going to stay in the same position here, and you're going to go. So that's kind of neat. We're accenting these notes. Actually, upstroking it. You could also go. You don't have to use the whole long pattern I'm showing you. You can use a small fragment of it. In fact, that's probably easier to fit that into your own licks, right? Just use a little thing. And you could reverse the contour. You know, work on alternate picking it too. Get a completely different attack. Now here's one last thing. This is a really cool different approach. We're going to use hybrid picking here. We're going to take our 4-note cell and then continue up to here. We're purposely limiting ourselves to those 4 notes. G, A, the 7th, the root, C, C sharp, the minor third, the major third, or the sharp 9 to the major third. What we're going to do is pair them like that, G, C, and then A and C sharp. And then invert those, and then we're going to go C, G, C sharp, A. So whenever you have a perfect fourth, C, G, you invert that, that becomes a perfect fifth. Perfect fourth, perfect fifth. It's like power chord theory, right? And then this major third, A, C sharp, when you invert that, that becomes a minor sixth. And likewise, a minor third becomes a major sixth. A good way to keep track of that. Major becomes minor, minor becomes major. So we're going to go. And then do that again, an octave higher. And then throw the A up top there, pluck it with the middle finger. And then finish with this G, C, and then back down. C sharp, A, C, G, A, C sharp, G, C, C sharp, A, C, G, A, C sharp, G, C. Put it all together, you have. That's how you get out of it. Resolve it with a bluesy little. Now in the example, you'll see I have that first note in the magazine, in the printed tab, beginning on the 16th note upbeat, because to me, phrasing-wise, it sounds better to have the higher note of each pair be on the beat. It kind of pops a little more, so instead of going 2, 3, 4, which sounds fine, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4. As opposed to it's a rhythmic phrasing thing. Sounds cool with a little palm muting, and then throw that into an open solo, and you definitely raise some eyebrows with it because it's an unusual thing. You can do it up here too. So have fun with these shapes, you know, try doing it in different keys, definitely E, you know, D, B, all your favorite jamming keys, and yeah, rock on.